Today we are taking you on a tour of a typical Indian spice box. So here we have all these spices that I would use in my kitchen every day, and then some more. So we'll start with whole spices, and we'll probably start with some of the most familiar ones. And here we go. So over here we have cumin, which is lovely and warm. It's a warming spice with sort of savory notes. The worst offense people make when cooking with cumin is that they burn it. So what's really important when cooking it is to cook it on medium heat oil and cook it for a very little time before you add other things to it. And it just imparts that lovely curry flavor and aroma. Then we move on to another very familiar one, which is black pepper. Isn't that just beautiful? At one point in time, it was so precious that it was known as black gold. The most important thing is to use whole black peppercorns and to not use the ground stuff, because that's just like sawdust. And then we move on to lovely curry leaves. You can find them in dry format, or in some specialist spice places you can actually find them in fresh bundles as well, which is just absolutely lovely. Doesn't make much of a difference what kind you use, just as long as you make sure you don't mix it in with bay leaves, which are completely different in clashing flavors. I love curry leaves, and they're really well used in South Indian cuisine particularly. So here we are looking at fenugreek seeds. They're bitter. To some people, they may feel like quite a strong flavor, very pungent, a slap in your face. It's really, really good for you. And what's important about Indian food is harmony of flavors. So on one hand, you have the tangy, another hand, you have pungent, you have strong flavors, you have milder flavors, you have cooling things and hot things. And it's about how they work in harmony together in a dish. Fenugreek seeds form the basis of a really, really important Indian spice mix called panchforan, or a five spice. Fenugreek seeds are quite bitter, but their bitter taste is a really great addition to some great dishes like achari murg, achari aloo, and curry. So now we are talking about cardamoms. Oh, who doesn't love cardamoms? Fragrant little pods of absolute magic. Try and find the greenest ones you can, because they are the freshest and they have the most flavor. And this lesser known variety of cardamom is a black cardamom. This is beautifully smoky and really intense. So you only need one or maybe two if you're cooking a big vat of curry. And now we have some beautiful black nigella seeds, or black onion seeds, kalonji as we call them in Hindi. They are, again, they have sort of a kind of a bittery taste to them, but they work really, really well with fennel. What's really important with fennel seeds is you find, again, just like cardamom, the greenest variety you can find. Look at these lovely plump fennel seeds. They're just absolutely delicious, cooling, and what a beauty to add to your lovely curry. They add a great texture as well, and they work really, really well in an Indian bread. You can have some on along with nigella seeds. They just make everything taste lovely and delicious and remind me of home. Moving on to ground spices. Which Indian kitchen could possibly work without turmeric? What a beautiful golden color. That amazing aroma that you associate with curry actually comes from turmeric. Really good for health too. What surprises me sometimes is when the number of people I come across who say, oh, turmeric is only added for color, and they don't realize that it actually has a really strong taste, which needs sort of work in conjunction with your lovely powdered cumin. This chili powder is a special one. It's from Kashmir, and it's called Degi Mirch. This kind of a chili powder is not very hot, but it imparts a lovely, beautiful, bright red hue to any curry that you use it in. Again, a common mistake with using chili powder is people burn it, or any powdered spices for that matter. So what's really important is to use a tiny bit of water or maybe tomato if you're using that in your curry to add as a vehicle for these spices when you put them in oil. So rule of thumb, use whole spices in medium hot oil and use ground spices with an additional vehicle like water or tomatoes so that they don't burn and get that horrible burnt powdery sort of texture and flavor. This over here is my secret weapon, and it's actually amchur or dried mango powder. It adds a lovely tang, and if you're not using tomatoes in your curry, this is a brilliant way to introduce acidity. So the last one on today's masala dabba is black salt. Yeah, you heard me right. It doesn't look black. It looks sort of pinky, white color, but it is rock salt or black salt, kala namak in Hindi, and it has the most amazingly strong sulfurous flavor. That sounds really unpleasant, but when you use this spice and you know how to use it right, it is the most amazing flavor one can imagine. Very commonly used in a kind of cuisine called chaat, and we'll be talking more about chaat and more about how to use these spices in other videos. So I hope you enjoyed your tour of my masala dabba today. Phase 2 will be here soon. Thank you. Bye bye.